This is the Skeptical Student Show, created as a part of Podcast Lab by India Film Project in association with Anchor by Spotify.
You can always listen to the episode on Fast Forward and follow the podcast to never miss new episodes. And while you're at it, don't forget to rate the podcast a 5-star.
Hello everyone, welcome back to a brand new episode of the Skeptical Student Show. Today, we will be talking about one phase of everyone's life, the transitionary phase to college, with special emphasis on Delhi University since I am from DU, and for that, I have someone with me who has been there and done that. Allow me to introduce you to Miss Krati Sahu, a third-year student at Maitri College, DU, pursuing her graduation in Political Science Honours. She has also been helping students with her content on her YouTube channel called Studyship with Krati, which has over 76k subscribers as we speak, along with a second channel with about 44k subs. Also, she was hired by an academy, which makes her all the more eligible to appear on this episode. Welcome to the show.
Hi Gavish, thank you so much for inviting me to this special episode. As soon as you texted me, I was quite excited because this is going to be a really good thing. And as you said it, this is going to be all about acknowledging all students who are going to be a part of Delhi University, who are part of this university, in order to explore more about it and what exactly it is.
That is indeed true.
Blast from the Past segment.
And diving right into the episode, let us kickstart this episode by hearing from you about your own experience of making the transition to college. So how was your experience like?
Okay, if you will ask me about my experience, it was honestly great. The first thing that I realized from, as you are asking me, transition from my school to college, it was great because that phase is very important for almost every child. They see this dream to entering into their dream college. But for me, it was not that much different. It was different in some other context because I got myself back. There was one point of a time, like when you shift from small area to a metropolitan city, or better to say different place from your place, there's one hit that you get is that you have to fit into that area. So this was something that was never into my mind that I want to do. But I got original me, that what kind of a person I am, it's something that I need to do. And one thing that was into my mind since very beginning, I wanted to explore, and definitely I would say this, that college life played a crucial role into exploring myself.
That is indeed great. So you said that college helped you discover yourself. And as per my experience, I think college has been fun so far, and there was not any difficulty as such in my transition, because maybe I was already at Ashoka, so it served as some sort of trial. So I faced this college life twice.
Yes.
And after having been admitted to Hindu, nothing really mattered or affected me that much. Or it was not really my first time.
You are in dream college of others.
Oh God.
That's into college. What else you want?
Yes, but I think we also relate on that political science factor, right?
Exactly.
Yes, and also I have realized that college is very different from school. I mean, there is no spoon feeding, there's no hand holding. You really are your own master, and this can serve as a boon or a bane. It can prove to be fantastic if served correctly, or it can also prove to be fatal.
I agree with you, and it depends from person to person as well, who are going to take it as an opportunity in order to nourish themselves, otherwise going to take it as like some sort of a negative. I know many people who entered into college along with me, and now we all are on different track. And this is something that I find into myself, that I was able to explore myself during this journey, where if I see because of their company and because of the way they chosen, they're ending somewhere else. So that's not something good for them, but it worked well for me at least.
Yes, it's very subjective how it turns out for everyone.
Exactly.
Problem pinpoints and seeking solutions segment.
Now, shifting our focus to problems specifically, there has been a question in the minds of college going students that have you failed if you don't really have a lot of friends at college? So, what will be your take on this?
As you asked me that, have I ever failed?
No, but no, it's not targeted to you. Matlab, sabke liye, generally.
In general only, I'm just telling you, people consider the definition of success in their own mean. The thing is, success for me is what I desired and what I am getting, right? So basically, when we say that we failed into this particular thing, you failed because you had certain kind of a level into your mind that you wanted to achieve it, but due to some reason you were unable to do it. So if you are asking me, have I ever failed, I would say yes, but I think that was my learning path, because life is a lesson. We have to keep learning our things. It's not just because I tried, and I think that's more than enough.
Yes, you rightly said that expectations hurt and it differs on what sort of thing you really base off of your expectations. But what about the friends part? मतलब अगर किसी के दोस्त बहुत ज्यादा नहीं है तो क्या मतलब वो फेल हो गया?
मैं आपको बताऊं, अगर आप मुझसे दोस्तों के बारे में बोल रहे हो, तो आई एम नॉट इन कॉन्टैक्ट विद माई पीपल सिंस माई क्लास 10th, because in class 11th and 12th I was doing my schooling as a dummy candidate, and honestly speaking, after coming into my college, eventually I realized that I seriously don't need friends. I just need limited people into my life, and do not consider if you do not have friends like your life is just finished. You need to have some different personality people, बट वो लिमिटेड ही हो, दैट वो आपको इतना फन दे सके दैट यू फील कंप्लीट इन योर सेल्फ. आई हैव सम पीपल. मेरे पास एक वक्त हुआ करता था दैट आई यूज्ड टू हैव सो मेनी फ्रेंड्स अराउंड मी, एंड इसलिए मुझे कंफ्यूजन हो गई थी दैट हु आर रियल फ्रेंड्स ऑफ माइंड. But eventually I figured out that who are my people, and it takes time. It's fine. Just find your people. If you need to delete someone, delete it. If you need to add someone, add it. But do it as per your own will.
Exactly. Quality over quantity, right?
Exactly.
And since you also said that you are not in touch of many people, but you aren't a failure, you are a successful person. So that's a very clear example.
Yes, could be the one. I had like friends about 15 to 20s on to which I used to talk like regularly. But मुझे एक टाइम पे रियलाइज हुआ कि ज्यादा दोस्त होने की वजह से आपके काम पे भी इम्पैक्ट होता है, बहुत सारी चीजें. इट्स नॉट important that you need to have friends. You make friends, and I also believe that आपके पास different category के friends होने चाहिए, not of your age but also जो आपसे कुछ बड़े हैं, because they can guide you, and also जो आपसे छोटे हो, because आप उनसे बहुत ज्यादा सीख सकते हैं.
Rightly said. Choose your people wisely is the word. Moving on to my next question. It is said that at college, a 96 gets converted into 69. So,
Yes.
how would you advise people to deal with deteriorating academics?
See, I think there's one way to figure out the solution of this problem. Do not give much importance to your academics, because for people, like, this is how we are trained since very beginning. Academics is everything, but from my childhood, I think मुझे यही सिखाया गया है. It's one of the part, but it's not everything. I got other ways as well. As you know that I am doing YouTube, and from YouTube I learned this thing. Doesn't matter what kind of a degree you have, whether you are PhD or did postdoctorate or not, that doesn't matter really. It's about आप knowledge किसको किस तरीके से कैटर कर रहे हो. अगर वो PhD holder भी वो knowledge कैटर नहीं कर पा रहा है, then there's no point of having that degree. So academics it's something जो आप gradually eventually अपने daily environment से ही सीखते हो, and this is the reason that all kinds of subjects which I study वो बहुत ज़्यादा practically based होते हैं rather than theory based. So yes, it's completely fine if you do not have good score. It's completely fine you are not landing up into your dream place because of that percentage, because that something is going to pass and you will feel like कि ठीक है अभी गया तो गया. It was not that much big deal.
Okay, great advice. मतलब इतना उसको तवज्जो ही मत दो कि फिर बुरा ही ना लगे आपको.
Exactly.
Great.
It's not the only way. There are other ways as well.
Very good. Very well said. And moving on to my next question, I would like to ask, not making it to your dream college is one thing. But what if you don't make it to your dream society? how would that affect a person and how would you advise them to deal with it? For example, for a person who wants to get into acting, so for them, their dream society could be getting into the drama society of the college, but they end up getting rejected even after giving the auditions. Obviously, there will be a heartbreak. So, how does the person cope with that? Or is the journey of their career finished even before starting? What would you say?
ऑफ कोर्स नॉट, मेरे पास ऐसे बहुत सारे फील्ड्स रहे हैं वेयर आई ट्राइड माई हैंड्स बट मुझे उतना ज्यादा अच्छा रिस्पॉन्स नहीं मिला. एंड ऑल्सो बिकॉज वो मेरा नीश नहीं था. आप बोल रहे हैं अगर कोई अपने नीश के अंडर ट्राई करता है स्टिल वो सिलेक्ट नहीं होते हैं तो उस सिचुएशन से कैसे डील करें. सो आई वुड जस्ट से दैट कि फाइंड आउट अदर वेज बिकॉज ड्रीम सोसाइटी इज नॉट द ओनली वन थिंग. ओके, बियॉन्ड कॉलेज एज वेल यू कैन ट्राई. अगर आपको वहां से रिजेक्शन मिलता है ट्राई टू फाइंड आउट दैट व्हाई यू आर गेटिंग इट. अदरवाइज ट्राई टू डू समथिंग एल्स बिकॉज अगर वो आपका इंटरेस्ट है नॉट टुडे यू विल गेट अपॉर्चुनिटी टू परफॉर्म देयर एंड टू बी अ पार्ट ऑफ इट. नॉट इन फर्स्ट ईयर सेकेंड ईयर बट इन अ थर्ड ईयर, बट डेफिनेटली यू विल गेट अ चांस इफ यू रियली वांटेड टू डू इट. अदरवाइज कुछ और अच्छा आपके लिए इंतजार कर रहा है डेफिनेटली.
And also, I began this question with a particular saying that what if you don't make it to your dream college? तो उसके बारे में ही बता दो, how do you deal with that?
ड्रीम कॉलेज देखो, अगर मैं कहूँ मेरा भी ड्रीम कॉलेज LSR था बट आई लैंडेड इनटू मेत्री. But I must say that Maitri is also really good college and most important thing is that DU में ज्यादातर जो crowd आता है वो सिर्फ top colleges को देखते ही आता है. ठीक है, no one dream that कि उनको जो है दयाल सिंह में जाना है. No one dream that कि उनको Maitri में जाना है. No one dream any college beyond these like Hindu, LSR. ये सब सबके जो है bucket list में हमेशा से होते ही हैं. I had this one thing into my mind. अगर मैं किसी फेमस कॉलेज में नहीं जा रही हूँ इट मीन्स दैट किसी कॉलेज को मैं फेमस करने वाली हूँ. सो दैट वाज समथिंग नॉट टुडे बट इन फ्यूचर and this is I'm very sure about it. I will do it. So and if I talk about in general क्या करें, you can also have this attitude. Do something in a way that your college can feel proud of you. You did something. So that's really important. आप यकीन मानिए academic से ज्यादा कॉलेज को प्राउड होता है जब उस कॉलेज का बच्चा या स्टूडेंट एक्स्ट्रा करिकुलर एक्टिविटी में अच्छा परफॉर्म कर रहा हो. They will come to you and they will ask you, are you doing this? We are really proud of you. And trust me, that feeling is like beyond the level.
Wow, I absolutely loved how your answer transitioned from being extremely honest to this climax of motivation. Great.
I know that many students now they do not dream for LSR if they are not getting it. They dream for that I wanted to go in Metri. And by this, I must say that from 2019, मेरे पास ऐसे तकरीबन 40 to 50 students हैं और ऐसी girls हैं because my college is a girls college. So they take in admission in Metri because I am there. So they consider that it's the best. That's why I am there. And I'm really proud of it.
That's an achievement, to be honest.
Yes, it is.
Next question. I'm not sure about South, but if one visits the North campus, you'll see all sorts of political advertising. So, what is your opinion on engaging in politics during your tenure at college?
I think you should. You need to try. But after forming your base, because that's really important. Make your own opinion. I think political science ने मुझे एक चीज सिखाई है वो ये है tolerance and also about the different stand. Let me tell you one thing. There's a problem with me. I have read almost all kinds of ideology, okay, and everything, and I just realized that it's pretty difficult for me to stay at a one because सारे elements सारे कुछ ना कुछ ideology के बेहतर हैं. And there are some criticism as well for some kind of ideology, but political science is something that tells you that you have to take your stand क्योंकि middleman का यहाँ पे society में कोई काम ही नहीं है. So you have to take your stand and whatever you are taking it, just try to prove it right, whether it is or not. But make sure आप हमेशा right side लो. अगर उसका कुछ criticism लगता भी है, you have to make it right. And politics में involve होना not about the future, but अगर आपका 3 years आपको college का मिला है, you should go for it. You will learn a lot. You will see that how society function. You will see that how politics works. Even small group of students, वहाँ पे भी क्योंकि politics होती है almost everywhere. So you will learn the function inside of that particular group. You should engage if you can tolerate only.
Yes, I got your point, but I think my question had more to do with joining these political organizations like the wings of BJP and Congress. Not that I want to name them, but do you think it is really a good idea to join these wings just to get a taste of it? Because joining these organizations is also associated with getting ek kala dhabba on your personality, because then societies also start neglecting you. You get cancelled out. ऐसे भी होता है.
I understand. I got your point. अगर मैं थोड़ा इसके beyond जाऊँ, up to college, I would say that कि if you have the capability, आपके पास leadership skill है, then you should go for it. Otherwise, अगर beyond that college, my answer would be no. In my aspect, but for others, if you really have that quality, like at higher level, you may take it, but choose wisely for which party you wanted to go for. Let me tell you one thing: if you are going to involve into politics, you can't make sure that you would be करप्शन फ्री, क्योंकि करप्शन सभी करते हैं, बट आपको लिमिटेड करप्शन जो है वो चूज करना होगा. यू कांट बी पार्ट ऑफ इट विदाउट डूइंग करप्शन, दैट्स इम्पॉसिबल. बट इट इज पॉसिबल टू डू करप्शन, बट एट अ लिमिटेड लेवल. बट वो करप्शन आप किन लोगों के साथ कर रहे हो, दैट ऑल्सो मैटर्स.
So, what would be your honest opinion about societies? And how many societies are you a part of? I would like to know. Because some people are also of the opinion that it only appears glittery from outside, but once you actually become a part of the society, it is nothing but time wastage.
I think that depends that what kind of impact you are going to make there, or you are going to have your voice there or not, और क्या वो एक already ऐसी society है जहाँ पे कुछ लोग dominate कर रहे हैं, or are they giving you chance of it? As far as I talk about the society, you need to take part of it because it helps you a lot. Beyond your academics, आप extra curricular activity का हिस्सा बनते हैं, as well as you learn to interact with people. आपका communication skill बहुत अच्छा होता है. You learn lots of things. You get a chance to attend several events. You get a chance to hang out with new people. So if you are the one, if you are willing to explore, you should be a part of college societies. It's something really fun. However, I'm not part of any society since my first year. This was in my first year that I don't wanted to be a part of it. वो जो एक्स्ट्रा करिकुलर एक्टिविटीज करते हैं, आई एम ऑलरेडी डूइंग इट. क्योंकि आप जब किसी सोसाइटी का हिस्सा बनते हैं, यू आर नॉट ओनली अ पार्ट ऑफ दैट सोसाइटी, you are taking some kind of a responsibility. Okay, so you have to represent your college everywhere, so that comes a lot. If you are willing to do it, you should go for it. If you have already some stuff that you are doing, if you think that you can manage, go for it. But I know that there's a lot of work to do. I was already doing it, तो मुझे उतना ज़्यादा उसमें interest नहीं लगा. But yeah, we have some really amazing society into our college.
Great. And to follow that question up, they say being a part of society and it is essential. And if you are not, then you are missing out on the DU life. So FOMO नहीं हुआ मतलब कभी?
तो फिर अगर ऐसा होगा तो मैं तो सबसे ज्यादा कॉलेज लाइफ मिस कर रही हूँ, क्योंकि मैं क्लासेस अपना बहुत कम, मेरा बिकॉज ऑफ सम पर्सनल रीजन अटेंड नहीं कर पाए. मैंने कॉलेज का फेस्ट नहीं किया, मैं ज्यादातर कॉलेज के इवेंट नहीं करती हूँ, मैं लोगों के साथ हैंग आउट नहीं करती हूँ, मैं क्लास बंक करके कहीं जाती नहीं हूँ. I never felt this FOMO ever because I am having my own life. I know that ये बहुत छोटा सा हिस्सा है to the aim which I'm planning to have, to the goal I have in front of my eye. Because ये miss हो जाना चाहिए, वो miss नहीं होना चाहिए because of this.
That is great. मतलब you have everything planned. It is really motivating.
Yes.
And I've personally spoken to people who said that they seem not to belong here at Hindu. So, how should these people tackle the cultural shock of having come to college? And that is even within the first week of college itself.
This happened with me, like बहुत बड़े extent पे हुआ था. और and this is something that because of it I was not able to score better into my first semester. And I was very clear, मैंने in the beginning ही अपने family को बोल दिया था that I won't be able to score much into my first semester, and they were okay. मेरे साथ एक चीज अच्छी रही है that I know about it कि अगर ये नहीं सही जा रहा है, where it's gonna end. So the first thing is cultural shock होता है, definitely होता है. जब आप टाउन से किसी बड़ी जगह जाए, इनफैक्ट अपना आपने सिटी भी चेंज किया, अगर आप ऑलरेडी एक सिटी में थे तो फिर भी नहीं होगा, बट स्पेशली अगर आप छोटी जगह से जाते हो बड़ी जगह तो होगा. आई थिंक इस कल्चरल शॉक को टैकल करने के लिए एक सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट चीज है, वो ये है दैट अपनी इंडिविजुअलिटी मत भूलो. ठीक है, लाइक द पर्सन यू आर, हर जगह, इट डजंट मैटर यू आर इन अमेरिका, लंदन और इन दिल्ली और इवन इनटू योर एरिया वेयर यू आर करेंटली लिविंग, आपको आपके तरह के लोग मिल जाते हैं, डेफिनेटली मिल जाते हैं. सो ट्राई टू फाइंड इट. इट विल टेक टाइम, हो सकता है 6 महीने लग जाए, हो सकता है पूरा ईयर लग जाए, बट ग्रेजुअली यू विल फाइंड इट. सो फाइंड द टाइप ऑफ पीपल जो आप जैसे हो, अदरवाइज जिनका वाइब आपको मैच होता हो. ठीक है, इट्स नॉट रियली इंपॉर्टेंट कि आप जैसे लोग मिल जाए. यू हैव टू मेक सर्टेन चेंजेस, डेफिनेटली some good changes for which you are looking for, like okay, this is something I can try and I need to go for it. Those changes are good and I think you should go for it. So there isn't any problem. It will take time. Culture shock तो आपको मिलेगा ही अगर आप पहले से prepared ना हो. ठीक है, so you have to make sure कि you are willing to accept some changes. I really felt one thing. अगर आप हमारे डीओ का कल्चर देखोगे तो वहां पे साउथ स्टूडेंट्स जो रहते हैं, नॉर्थ स्टूडेंट्स सबसे ज्यादा इम्पैक्ट होते हैं. ठीक है, लाइक दे आर द वन जो कहीं पे भी घुल जाते हैं. एंड मुझे जो साउथ इंडिया से स्टूडेंट्स आते हैं, मुझे उनकी एक बात बहुत अच्छी लगती है. दे आर वेरी फर्म अबाउट देयर कल्चर. दे डू नॉट गिव अ डैम व्हाट काइंड ऑफ अ क्लोथ्स आर यू वेयरिंग. इफ दे आर वेयरिंग सूट्स, दे विल वियर इट, डजंट मैटर फेस्ट है या क्या है, they will be having their things. So I really like it. They are proud of it. And North Indian के साथ because of I think history रही हो, I don't know, because there is one historical reason for it as well. North India पे अटैक ज्यादा हुए हैं. We are kind of influenced people. हम बहुत जल्दी हो जाते हैं. अरे उसने जो है वो थोड़ा सा ड्रेसिंग सेंस उसका चेंज हो गया, यू फील लाइक कि हम तो छोटी जगह से आए हैं इन दैट वे. It's fine. It take time.
Good points. And also, like you mentioned, finding the kind of people you vibe with is also a skill. और जैसे कि हमने स्टार्टिंग में भी एपिसोड के बोला था कि choose your people wisely. I think that is exactly what needs to be done. जहाँ तक फैशन की बात है, I think you don't need to dress to impress someone or to be under the influence of anyone, but it is all about comfort.
This is something that boys are very clear about it. But let me tell you one thing. Girls feel एक another level का complex होता है उनमें. Another level का. I felt it personally. तो मुझे कभी नहीं लगता था. I was kind of good. मुझे जो पहनना I'll be wearing it. And the tag I had is that I do something. तो मुझे ज्यादा फर्क नहीं पड़ता था. But बाकियों को they get influenced a lot. What kind of a clothes other are wearing. So they try to wear those as well. But what about wearing clothes into which you are not feeling comfortable? Do everything at your comfort, right? So if you are not feeling comfortable with anything, like anything, you should not go for it.
You're definitely speaking from experience. And yes, individuality does not need to be sacrificed.
I remember I had friends of about, there was a group of friends, ठीक है, they were great, honestly they are great, but the thing is that I was not vibing with them. In fact, together हम लोग एक party में गए थे. I remember there was one place we visited. We were together at one of our friends' home. We were doing a party there, and honestly speaking, I was feeling left out. And I just said to my friend that I wanted to leave. I have something urgent at my home. And मैं उस जगह से चली गई. And I never came back into their room. मैंने immediately दूसरे दोस्त बनाना शुरू कर दिए जो ओरिजिनल मेरी तरह थे. So it takes time. आप गलत जगह होगे तभी तो सही जगह पहुंचोगे.
Very well said. You have or you are mastering that skill of choosing people.
Yes.
Great. Okay, then, next question is, college clearly gives you a chance to interact with a lot of people. But in this huge pool, what people should you be aware of, according to you?
Okay, I think that cool kids. Cool kids, the group from which you need to be aware of. The reason is, अगर वो really cool है तो ठीक है. But if they are trying to be cool because उनके खुद के problems है.
तो wanna be cool हो गया मतलब.
Yeah, can say. Aspiring to be cool kid. To fit into that group. No one wants that. लोग आपको आपके bold decision के लिए पसंद करते हैं. Like the one you said once, you don't want to do it. They will get impressed. Doesn't matter. Cool kids भी आपसे impress हो जाएंगे. So wanna be cool kids से आप जो है वो एक distance maintain करें. Those who are trying to be but they are not. बाकियों के साथ आपको hang out करना चाहिए. एंड कूल, आई थिंक मेरा कूल का डेफिनेशन अलग है. मेरा कूल का डेफिनेशन वो है जब आप रेलवे स्टेशन पर जाते हो और आपको कोई गांव से फैमिली मिल जाए या कोई पर्सन मिल जाए जो चादर बिछाकर रेलवे स्टेशन पे बैठ करके आसानी से अपना टिफिन से रोटी निकाल के खा रहा होगा. बिकॉज उसको फर्क नहीं पड़ता कि वो शहर में बैठा है या कहीं बैठा है. उसको वो करना है इसलिए वो कर रहा है. So that's the same definition for my cool as well. You need to do what you wanted to do rather जो बाकी कर रहे हैं. So you're cool. You're already cool.
That is impressive. So that is the only category of people.
Yeah.
Okay. And on the other hand, what kind of people to look out for in college?
जो आपकी बात सुनते हैं, जो आपके ओपिनियन की रिस्पेक्ट करते हैं, with whom you feel a kind of a vibe. माने चाहे नहीं माने, आप जब भी किसी इंसान के साथ हैंग आउट करते हो, even if you are talking to someone, टेक्सटिंग पे भी आपको वाइब मिल जाती है. What kind of a person is this? तो वो वाइब आपको अच्छी लग रही है और उस बेसिस पे ही आप कंटिन्यू करते हो उसके साथ टेक्सटिंग. अदरवाइज वी ऑल हैव वन ऑप्शन, BLOCK, ब्लॉक. ठीक है, सो वी कैन डू इट. तो एज पर दैट वाइब,
ब्लॉक तो बहुत एक्सट्रीम हो गया, मतलब इग्नोर या सीन जोन भी हो जाता है.
हाँ, सीन जोन, आई थिंक सीन जोन नहीं करना चाहिए. बेटर फिर क्लैरिफिकेशन कर दो, या तो फिर अवॉइड करो, अदरवाइज ब्लॉक करो. मेक इट क्लियर, आई मेक इट क्लियर इफ आई डोंट वांट इट टू टॉक. देयर इज नथिंग जिसके बारे में आपको सोचना पड़े. ओके, यू डोंट वांट इट टू टॉक, दैट्स इट. एंड आई थिंक इसकी वजह से लोग आपको पसंद भी करते हैं, दैट यू आर क्लियर ऑफ योर चॉइसेस, व्हाट यू वांटेड टू डू एंड व्हाट यू नॉट. सो फाइंड पीपल आपको जिनकी वाइब अच्छी लगती है. कई बार ऐसे भी होता है कि आप इतनी जल्दी वाइब नहीं रिकॉग्नाइज कर पाते किसी की, दैट इज इट द वन. बट ग्रेजुअली आपको लॉन्ग टर्म में अगर वो सही लग रहा है, you go with it. You go with it. You will find such kind of people.
So now we are going to do a rapid fire sort of thing wherein I will ask you 3 questions in which you will be asked about 5 different points. So एक एक sentence में let's do it जल्दी से. So 5 harsh truths of college life which can't really be changed and have to be accepted as is, as bitter facts.
Social life, classes, ठीक है. This college life is not about student of the year जैसे दिखाई जाती है, ठीक है. And fourth is system mismanagement is there that you need to accept, and the network. So these are 5 harsh truths that you need to accept. Network, in the sense I am talking about, that is something that will lead you in your whole college life, and that will decide that what kind of person you're gonna be. That's really important.
All right, and about the first 2 points, मतलब social life से मेरे को सही समझ नहीं आया कि what do you mean? तो if you would explain that.
या श्योर. सोशल लाइफ इन दी सेंस कि वो वैसे नहीं होती है जैसे आप स्कूल में जाते कॉलेज में रॉक ऑन करने लगते हो, एकेडमिक्स में आपका 10 CGPA आने लगता है, पीछे से जो है वो बादल घूम रहे होते हैं, बैकग्राउंड में गाना बजता है, नथिंग हैपेंस. सो इट्स जस्ट अ कल्चरल शॉक दैट यू विल गेट इफ यू आर शिफ्टिंग फ्रॉम स्मॉल टाउन टू द बिगर वन, which is completely acceptable.
This is the Bollywood misrepresentation of college life.
Yes, it is. That's why I said that कि ये student of the year नहीं है.
5 tips to face college life better.
Tips to face college, I would say that be cool by embracing the individuality or by being more you. Second, I would say that know the reality even into your college days as well. Try to find out that how really things work rather than having into your imaginary life come out of it. Third, I would say that keeping your feet on ground. मतलब कुछ unexpected नहीं, आप जैसे थे स्कूल में, आप कॉलेज से एकदम से सारी चीजें चेंज नहीं होंगी. हाँ, क्योंकि चेंजेस अगर अचानक से होंगे तो आपको खुद पसंद नहीं आएंगे वो. सो बेटर चेंजेस को जो है वो ग्रेजुअली ही करो एंड अपने फीट हमेशा ग्राउंड पे करो. कुछ अनरियलिस्टिक एक्सपेक्टेशन लेके मत जाओ कि आप वहां पे कुछ रॉक ऑन कर दोगे इवन ऑन द फर्स्ट डे. सो दैट इज समथिंग रियली इम्पोर्टेंट. Fourth, I would say that be ready to explore. You are going to learn a lot. And fifth is that come out of comfort zone. Don't think that कि आपको अपने आप में कुछ बदलने की जरूरत नहीं है. There are things जो सबको बदलने की जरूरत होती है. So far better you think about it, that what you wanted to change. So be ready to change. These are just 5 things from my side that.
Great points. And whilst you were saying ना कि sudden change, मेरे को बस दिमाग में एक चीज आ रही थी, that notice of Delhi University of opening from Feb.
Okay, that's not something जो इस कैटेगरी में आता है, क्योंकि देखो इट्स डैम ट्रूथ. आप 2 साल से घर पर बैठे हो. इफ आई टॉक अबाउट मी, अगर कॉलेज खुल भी जाते हैं इट्स नॉट अ बिग डील. हमारा जन्म ही कॉलेज जाने के लिए हुआ था. सो यू हैव टू गो फॉर इट, यू हैव टू बी अ पार्ट ऑफ इट. दैट्स नॉट समथिंग. हाँ, लेकिन काफी ज्यादा हार्श था. इनफैक्ट काफी सारे लोगों के लिए डिफिकल्ट भी रहा है एंड हो रहा है.
Yes, it was sudden.
बट इट इज समथिंग दैट्स, इसको अल्टर नहीं कर सकते हो आप. This is something that's gonna happen.
हाँ तो ये हार्श ट्रूथ हो गया मतलब ये.
हाँ, but ये हर बार नहीं होगा ना.
So things you would want to change about DU.
Okay, there are few things that I would suggest, and among those, पहली तो आती है कि मैनेजमेंट थोड़ा चेंज होने की जरूरत है, थोड़ा नहीं, इनफैक्ट काफी ज्यादा. Second is about the classes thing, because it's not how students end up when they face the reality of classes. तो उसमें बहुत ज्यादा शॉक लगता है. हो सकता है academics में जो बच्चा बहुत ज्यादा इंटरेस्टेड हो, they may feel lost, they may feel like they are not getting what they expected. So these are two major things I would say that change होने की जरूरत है about DU. Not about the DU, in fact this could be true for other university as well and at all level, क्योंकि बच्चे mainly इन्हीं की वजह से जाते हैं. Why they are going for DU? Of course, ठीक है, the DU lifestyle or the social life they are expecting. But beside this, they are also expecting to have some like better quality of academics in comparison to their state university or the local university for which they were planning to have.
Exactly. And we just spoke about changes in DU, but as per my last question, how does DU change you in turn in the duration of 3 or 4 years once you walk out with a degree in your hands? You can also answer this question by keeping in perspective how has DU changed you till now?
Okay, I would just say that I was introducing something good, then I ended up something into bad, and I realized that good, bad जैसे elements जो हैं वो आप खुद से create करते हैं. So do you help me and help me in exploring that it's not bad, it's not good, it's about the opportunity that I'm gonna create through it. So that's something that helped me a lot. And especially मैं कहूँ we are 2019 batch. So हमको इतना chance नहीं मिला college जाने का, but still I was in contact, I was a part of it, so it helped a lot. I just got to know कि मुझे जिंदगी में क्या नहीं करना है. Definitely.
That is also a part of learning, I believe.
Yes.
Response segment.
And as a part of my next segment, wherein we ask a question from our listeners and they respond, and then we discuss upon those responses. So I had asked in my Instagram story about what anxieties did you have before making the transition to college? And Nitin talks about the anxiety of separating from family and not knowing if you'd be able to acclimatize with new peers. So, how would you react to this? And also, I believe this is also distantly related to the accommodation problem because we are finding a home away from home. If you could also address that in the process.
Sure, I think that's really difficult part. I never felt it in the beginning, but I felt it later, like when I shifted recently. So I just realized that how much important family is and how you feel जब आप अपने घर से काफी दूर होते हो. So I would just say that in order to deal with it, you will get your best part. Because जब इंसान जब भी सबसे ज्यादा क्रिएटिव एंड अच्छा सोचता है जब वो अकेला होता है. Because around the people, when you are surrounded with people ना, आप हमेशा उनसे इन्फ्लुएंस्ड होके कुछ आइडियाज आपके मन में आ रहे होंगे. बट व्हेन यू गेट अलोन टाइम, स्टार्टिंग में काफी डिप्रेसिंग होता है, बट ग्रेजुअली आप उसके हैबिचुअल हो जाओगे एंड यू विल रियलाइज दैट देयर इज गोइंग टू बी समथिंग गुड अबाउट इट. सो हो सकता है कि शायद आप इन द बिगनिंग यू मे क्राई फॉर 1 week, यू मे क्राई फॉर 10 days, you may cry for even 20 days, but definitely you will learn a lot that how to live alone. And this is something that I really feel that every person need to learn, how to live without your family, because this is gonna happen not today but one day. You need to know. However, हो सकता है कि आपको साथ में रहने का मौका मिले, which is of course the best thing. But अगर नहीं मिलता है, you need to make yourself comfortable in that situation as well, ताकि आपका उस situation की वजह से बाकी कुछ impact ना हो पाए.
Well said. And I think I would also like to take a moment to talk about people like me who were waiting to move out of home and which only got delayed due to COVID.
I understand. This was my part as well at one point of a time.
We also spoke about the haphazard opening of the university, and that had caused accommodation problem for people. The brokers were raising or skyrocketing the prices like anything. So did you also face any problems because you are not originally from Delhi? And what would you suggest? Matlab, I was also speaking to a girl and she had said that she ended up with flatmates who were into smoking and all those other kind of bad things. So how does one deal with that?
I think that's really important, as you said about brokers and landowners. So I faced a lot about it. Let me tell you one thing, one interesting story of mine. When I shifted around in January 2022 by this year, and I also paid rent for a month, including the security deposit and other stuff. But मुझे within 15 days मुझे leave करना था. But you know that they used to have their contract. तो जब आप वो sign करो तो be careful about it. You need to know about the estimation you are going to stay here. If you know that, if you are the one कि चलो यहाँ पे रहकर देख लेते हैं, then I'll change it. Make sure आप अपना time span जो है वो 1 month से ज़्यादा ना करो. इनफैक्ट उनको ये बोल के रखो आई मे लीव विद इन 15 to 20 days as well, because you don't know what kind of a place it is going to be. The only option is that you need to try for it. So try for it, sign contract very cautiously, and the mistake I did. And second thing is that also check the people with whom you gonna live. So this all is going to happen जब आप precaution लेकर चलो और ये clarify करके चले कि आपको कितने टाइम यहाँ पे रहना है. I left everything, my security deposit and everything. However, I fought a lot and did some kind of a drama there. And मैंने अपना security deposit भी वापस ले लिया था. I was clever enough into it, I would say. But it was a lot. It was a lot.
Great.
Still, I would say that it was one of the best day. मैंने कुछ अपना out of comfort zone किया था, कुछ daring किया था, which I still remember. So it was good.
Moral of the episode.
All right. Now we are heading towards the end of this episode, and towards the end, I would like to hear from you in your last words on this episode, the moral of the episode.
Okay, the moral of the episode, I would just say that explore, explore, explore as much as you can. Try to come out of your comfort zone. Try some certain things. ठीक है? You should always know your limits. But you wanted to go your limits, तो कभी कभी आपको try कर लेना चाहिए. Are those things जो आप enjoy कर रहे हो? और is it going to have some good impact onto your life? कुछ ऐसी चीजें होती हैं जो शायद आपको करने से regret हो. ठीक है? बट इफ यू रियली वांटेड टू डू इट एंड उसका इम्पैक्ट लॉन्ग टर्म में नहीं रहने वाला है, आई थिंक यू नीड टू ट्राई फॉर इट. बट आप उस तरह के पर्सन नहीं हो, आप उस स्कूल किट वाली कैटेगरी में नहीं आते हो, यू शुड नॉट गो फॉर इट. लेट मी टेल यू वन थिंग, दिल्ली में रहने वालों के लिए ड्रिंक करना इज नॉट अ बिग डील. ओके, एज सुन एज students enter into their college phase, they try things. So try things, it is fine, but a last choice आपका होना चाहिए. वो कोई आप पर थोपे नहीं. It is something that need to be yours. If you wanted to do it, explore, learn, and try new things. That's it. Come out of your comfort zone.
All right. Thank you for that.
Supplementary segment.
As a part of the last segment on our podcast, in which we give something back to the listeners to remember this episode by. So, if you would have anything to recommend from your YouTube channel, anything which relates to the topic at hand, you can go on and recommend it. And we'll put the link to the video in the episode description.
You can check out my college videos. You can check out my vlogs. I shared some genuine things there.
Okay.
Yeah, I have one channel. मैं एक समय में उस पे content बनाया करती थी. However, I'm not active nowadays, but definitely people can check out videos from it. It's by Katie Vlog. There's a channel of mine.
All right, so I'll link that channel in the episode description, and whoever finds it interesting can go on and check it out. Lastly, to say bye bye and tata to Krati, thank you so much for agreeing to do this and taking out time and being so patient and also being such a sport and being 100% honest, motivating us, and also just being yourself. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Gavish. I'm really happy that you invited me and I shared something, because this is something that I'm practicing since last 4 to 5 years, practicing before my mirror and talking to myself, and finally I talked to a real person. So it was great.
Yeah, no issues with that. I mean, we can talk whenever.
Yes.
And if the listeners would be interested to tell us about a point that we missed or if they would simply want to stay connected, they can check out me on Instagram. I am called Gavish Raptor with GAVISH_RAPTOR. And as for Krati, how can the listeners reach out to you?
You can reach out to me by my Instagram ID, that is KRATISAHU2605.
Alright. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in today. And don't forget to follow the podcast to get notified about the new episode.
You were listening to the Skeptical Student Show by Gavish Raptor, created as a part of Podcast Lab by India Film Project in association with Anchor by Spotify.